codeine. Codeine is a opiate. Like heroin is an opiate. Codeine is what y'all put in y'all lean, y'all purpose, y'all perp, the syrup, the scissor, the drink, and infuse it, cough medicine and codeine. How did codeine become so popular, and why Future, who said that he doesn't even engage in drugs like that, yet your music is so heavily laden with references to drugs, and in this case, in this new album, your drug of choice is codeine. Why the popularity of codeine? Well, look at this here. Let me just read something real quick. Just as an illustration, it can be extrapolated and applied across the board. I want to make a point of how the so-called Negro male in America, why we are so indifferent to insults and assaults against our women and children. Why we are so inclined to avoid the threat of the predators of our women and children, because we are literally testosterone depleted, and it's by design. So Future keeps rapping about codeine, and Wizzy keeps rapping about codeine, and everybody is rapping about codeine. Why is everybody rapping about codeine? Well, codeine influences the serum and urinary profile of indigenous androgens. This is an important 2016 scientific report on the effect of codeine on testosterone. And what do we learn in this 2016 scientific report? On average, the serum levels of total testosterone were decreased by 20% after 3 days of codeine use. After only 3 days of using codeine, a man's testosterone is depleted by 20%. Now, when we constantly drink lean, this infused with codeine, when we constantly use codeine or pop codeine pills chronically beyond 3 days, of 3 days use depletes 20% of our testosterone. What does chronic use do? And because we have been made such a drug culture, if it ain't codeine, it's Molly. If it ain't Molly, it's weed. The pot plot is real. If it ain't weed, it's the menthol cigarettes that depletes your testosterone. If it's not that, we aren't just smoking weed and smoking menthols. We're drinking liquor, and the liquor increases estrogen in men. So what I'm saying to us, we are a heavily drugged community. And black men in particular, we overindulge in all of these drugs, and the reason these drugs are imposed on our community is because these drugs biochemically neuter us. And so we are, the black man in America is a testosterone depleted male. And one of the consequences of our depleted testosterone is when confronted with a threat, when our woman is confronted with the threat, when our babies are threatened, We don't have the biochemistry. We don't have that testosterone that will fire our amygdala and compel us to approach the threat and handle the threat. Instead, our depleted testosterone leaves cortisol to fire our amygdala, and signals are sent to us to avoid the threat. So we sitting there watching our little girl get abused, but we're not going to approach that. No, I'm going to leave that alone. I'm sorry. Babe, you okay, babe? Nah, nigga, I ain't okay. And you ain't okay. But we continue defending. Y'all don't want to hear about the pot plot. Y'all tired of hearing about the pot plot. The pot plot is real, all of this. And so, I'd say in closing, brothers, when I would go around the country speaking on the pot plot, invariably, some brother would stand up and say, you know, we black men, we have a hard time in America. It's painful to be a black man in America. That is a fact. Listen to the lecture by the Honorable Brother Minister Farrakhan, The Pain of Being a Black Man in America. Sisters, you listen to it so you can get a sense. We black men, we live it, we know. But we should listen to it too, because it puts our pain in perspective. The pain of being a black man in America is real. And so, brother,